Welcome back, everybody. This is part 3 of me working with Merlin, the Merlin firmware with the Arduino IDE, and this is going to be for 3D printers, and right now I'm going to have it set up for my CNC machine that I made. So I have right here the MKS Gen L version 1.0 motherboard, and it came with this USB cord when I bought it, and I do have another one. It's a longer one, but I'm not going to use it. I'm just going to use the one that it came with. So first I'm going to show you guys in a second how you can see your information, because first we're going to plug in the USB so that way it can connect to the laptop, so that way we can upload the code. So first let me just get this plugged up, and then I'll show you guys how you can look for stuff. Alright, you guys, I got my motherboard connected to the USB. You can see that it has a red light, so that means it does have power from the USB. It's not turned on with a power supply, it's just connected to the USB, so it means that the red light is on. So first we're gonna go to search, and then I'm gonna bring up this PC. And then in the corner over here I have these little tabs. So if I right click and then I go to manage right here, because right now I got to look for what my COM port is, because whenever you connect motherboards to the computer you have to figure out what COM port you're on before you can upload the firmware. So we're gonna go to device manager right here, and then you can see right here it says ports, COM, and LPT. So if I just click that arrow, you can see USB serial CH340 COM3. So we're on COM port 3. So now I'm going to close this out for now, and I'm going to close down this PC file. So now I'm going to go back to the Arduino IDE, where you see I still got my legit lead, and that's the firmware. So if I just go up a little bit, you guys will be able to see it's going to still say Blender CNC right there. So that's the firmware that I had to basically create, because I'm using the Merlin firmware, but I had to basically update it for it to be for my CNC machine. So now that I have it up, I'm gonna go to tools, and then we're gonna go down to board. It's gonna say Arduino Mega 2560 is what we need to look for. So you go to tools, and then you go to board and move over until you see the Arduino Mega 2560. So we have that selected, and next we're going to go back to tools, and then I'm going to go down, and then I'm going to go to port, and you can see it's already set for port 3, but I'm going to click it anyway just to make sure. So now that we have that, now we can just go over here to verify. It'll just do a check to see if everything is set up right before it tries to upload the code. But it's gonna do that anyway. It's gonna compile the sketch. So we're gonna go over to upload, that little arrow button. So if I just click that, it's gonna start over here. You can see the little green indicator, or it basically is compiling the sketch. You can see it say it right there. So now it's gonna take a little bit of time, and then it's gonna compile, and it should come out just fine. But if you have any errors, you have to read what the error is, and then you're gonna have to probably Google search what the error is, so you can try to figure out what's wrong. So if this is happening to my subscriber that wanted me to make the video, then that's probably gonna be what you're gonna have to do, because I don't know all the errors for what is happening to your system or your motherboard. So now it's compiling the sketch, it's almost done, and then it's going to start uploading it. compiling sketch, and you can see that the green indicator is almost full, is probably full. So now it's just going to fully upload the sketch here in a second. It just takes a little time. So once this is done, there it goes, uploading. So it finished compiling, so that's good. Even though it showed it was at 100%, it just took some time to finish, I guess. And you can see I got 50% of program storage. Maximum is 25,000. Really, it's 253,952 megabytes, I guess, or bytes. Because this is an 8-bit board, so I'm not sure if that's why it's so large or not. But okay, done uploading. So now I should have the file, and I should be able to run the printer face and even use the Octoprint, because that's what I like to use for my 3D printers and my CNC machine for Octoprint. But you've seen that it worked, so I didn't have any issues. It didn't show any error codes, so you guys shouldn't really have much of a problem. You just have to get the Marlin firmware and make sure that you're using a Arduino Mega, the 2560 chipset for this, because I had issues trying to get the SKR Pro version 1.0. So, and that's because that's a 32-bit board, and I'm not 100% sure if Marlin can really find the board for that chipset. Well, Arduino can't find the board really, but I know that it can work for the VS Code IDE, but I had issues trying to even find it or to get it to work. So I'm not using that motherboard. I still have it, but I'm probably going to wind up selling it since I can't use it. It's just sitting and not being used for anything. But if you guys like the video, please like, share, subscribe, and let me know what you think in the comments down below. Remember, this is part 3 of the video. Part 4 is probably going to be about me wiring up pretty much everything and trying to get this machine to start moving or doing something. So now that I have the firmware onto the motherboard, I should be all good to go now. I will see you guys in the next video. Goodbye.